Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Xander Raymond Charles, and I can't wait to finally tell you guys this story. And what I want you guys to get from this video, cutting right to the chase, I want you guys to understand this. This story is to tell you guys through my own experiences that if you just work really hard and if you just put yourself in any sort of situation that could potentially give you an opportunity and set yourself up for the future, you always have to take it, okay? That's the theme of this video. Any opportunity that you can have, I want you guys to take it and I want you to run with it and make the most out of every single opportunity, because the more opportunities come, the better chance you have of getting to where you want to be in life. Whether it's music, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, whatever your goals are in life, if you just take your opportunities and you make the most of them whenever they're presented to you, you always have to take them and just run with it, okay? So here's the story. So let's go all the way back to August of 2023. I was at home, I was making YouTube videos, doing more or less what I'm doing now, but out of nowhere, I got a random DM from somebody I've never talked to in my life. And the DM literally just read, "Hey, are you available to tour?" That was the opening statement, and that was it. And that person who sent me the DM was a man by the name of Chad Rulig, the singer of For the Fallen Dreams. Now, I had been a fan of For the Fallen Dreams ever since I was a teenager, ever since like 2008, 2009, 2010, whenever I was like really into metalcore as a young kid, just growing up trying to find my own style of metal music. For the Fallen Dreams, FTFD, was one of the pinnacle bands in that era, in that scene. So to have Chad Rulig reach out to me, literally never spoke to him, didn't know he even knew who I was, reach out to me and said, "Hey, can you go on a tour?" I immediately said yes. So the story is like I played it cool and I didn't answer right away, but as soon as I saw the message, I already knew I was going to say yes. Mind you, I had no idea where we were going. I didn't know how long the tour was going to be. I didn't know if I needed a passport. I didn't know what kind of guitars I needed, what kind of gear I needed. I knew nothing what the songs were going to be. I knew absolutely nothing about the opportunity. But rather than second guessing and being kind of gun shy about it, I literally just texted back, "Yes, absolutely," or something to that effect. So the following month, I flew into Chicago, met all the FTFD guys for the first time, and then had my first show ever with For the Fallen Dreams, give or take about 2 days later. Went on an entire US tour with the band Monuments. We were direct support for Monuments, had a great tour, got off the road around mid-October, and that was it. I got my first touring experience with a band that I was actually knowledgeable of and like I'd heard of them, and it was a huge honor, a huge opportunity, and I'm forever thankful for that opportunity and that one DM from Chad. Fast forward to March of 2024, For the Fallen Dreams is going back out on tour and is doing a headliner tour. It's about 2.5 weeks. Chad once again asked me, "Hey, can you be a part of this tour as well?" I immediately said yes. Kind of knew where I was going this time around because I had, been on tour with these guys like 5 or 6 months prior, so it wasn't as big of a like shock and like, oh man, I'll just figure it out type of deal. But yeah, immediately said yes, and we went on tour. And the kicker to this story, the next opportunity, hasn't been presented to me yet in this timeline, but here it is. Direct support on that tour for the Fallen Dreams is a new artist by the name of Elijah, going on his first US tour. See where we're going here? So I play guitar every single night with For the Fallen Dreams. We play a headliner set, an hour-long set, and I get to watch Elijah play before me every single night. And now, during this tour in Nashville, Elijah was coming out of the venue we were playing. I was walking in by the buses, and Elijah just pulls me to the side. Never really spoken to him. Kind of did, kind of small talk here and there. But, it was like maybe the third or fourth day of the tour, and he pulls me aside and says, "Hey, dude, would you want to come play with me or play for me? I've got a tour coming up in April at the end of this month. Would you want to go?" Guess what I said, everybody? "Yeah, dude, absolutely. Whatever you need from me, I'm there." With zero understanding of, again, where the tour is, how long it'll be, do I need a passport, what type of gear, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But that opportunity was presented to myself, and I immediately was just like, absolutely. So we finish our tour with For the Fallen Dreams and Elijah, and we go our separate ways. Now, I hadn't spoken to Elijah since that interaction in the parking lot. I mean, small talk, but, nothing of business or merit or anything like that. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'm there for it. Let's just see if that comes true. Let's see if we follow through with that. At the time, I'm moving into this house. I'm moving from kind of closer to the city of Philadelphia into the suburbs where I'm at now. But I got a phone call from Elijah, and he follows up with that proposition that was in the Nashville parking lot. And he says, yeah, dude, we're going on tour. I want you to be a part of my band. Are you in? And I just still stayed true to my initial reaction and my initial word. And I said, yes, absolutely. Tour ends with FTFD, and now the From Ashes to New tour starting in about 10 days. So in 10 days, I have to brain dump all the FTFD material. I have to move my entire house into this new house, and I've got to learn all the new Elijah songs about a week before the tour actually starts. And again, that's about 10 days. So in 10 days' time, I did all of that, and what a whirlwind that was for me. Like one of the craziest life experiences. Just everything was changing so fast, and I had to move, and I had to learn new songs. I had to brain dump songs, and I had no idea where I was going. I was going on a 7-week tour with 5 or 6 dudes that I'd never met really ever before. I met him on tour, but never really hung out with him. Crazy, man. I just said yes, and then lo and behold, went on that 7-week From Ashes to New tour. Still to this day, my favorite tour I've ever done. A lot of crazy stories that came from that, and had a great tour more or less. And fast forward to now, I've now had like 5 or 6 tours with Elijah. So if you guys can listen to how this story is going, any opportunity, I just say yes to it, and I figure it out later. I am never ever going to be hesitant about an opportunity if I know my gut reaction is, yes, you should take this. Okay, let's get somewhere now. Where is this story going? Let's get to it right now. So a couple months ago, about 7-8 months ago, I did some fly dates with Elijah. We had shows in Southern California and on the Vegas Strip, okay? So I flew from Philadelphia into Southern California. I do believe that's how I went. I don't even really remember. Played the show in Southern California, and then we had a week off in Southern California to do whatever we wanted. I was writing music for Humans Taste Bad, and for my new album that is called The Iridescent Present, I was always just working in my Airbnb. This is where the story takes off. Out of nowhere, I just see on my Instagram feed one of my favorite bands and one of my good acquaintances at the time, was playing a show, a secret show in Southern California, and I just so happened to be in Southern California. And that band was Spirit Box. It was a kind of secret pop-up show, or like a small, kind of more or less invite-only type of show in Southern California. And here I am, 15 minutes away down the road. All I need to do is take an Uber ride. So I messaged my friend, Mike Stringer, acquaintance at the time because we never really met. But I messaged him. I was like, hey, dude, you're in LA. I'm in LA. You're playing tonight? ? And he's like, yeah, dude, come to the show. Come hang out. I'll put you on the list. You need a +1? I was like, I don't think so. I think it's just me just rocking out tonight solo. And, I'll just be there, right? So take an Uber to a venue I've never been to a place I've never been to. And I just show up, go to will call, and lo and behold, there's my name on the guest list. Walk inside, and this is the craziest type of show I've ever been to. It was like a who's who in the metal scene, as well as like diehard Spirit Box fans. So like members of Beartooth were in the crowd. Misha was there. Another gentleman that I'm about to tell you was there. Left to Suffer was there. Just a lot of like big names were in the crowd, like in the general audience, like in the GA population. It was really kind of crazy to see, again, as well as just like a bunch of diehard Spirit Box fans. So the show's going, I'm having a great time, a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the set, I'm like finding myself on the outskirts of the mosh pit. And I look to my left, and there's Stephen Carpenter at the edge of the mosh pit with his hoodie and just kind of like his arms crossed, just like doing this. And I think Holy Roller was playing when I actually saw him. And it was the craziest thing. Like literally 5 feet away from me, not even, Stephen Carpenter is right there on the outskirts of the mosh pit, watching Spirit Box play Holy Roller to like a sold out, invite only exclusive show. What a crazy experience, right? Show ends. I immediately was like, hey, I want to go meet Stephen Carpenter. Big fan, just would love to introduce myself. introduce myself. Stefan is the kindest person, one of the kindest people I've ever met in this industry. And we had just a quick little chat. Just, it's kind of loud and, it's busy. It's after the show. You can't really say much, but I just made it known that I appreciate his work and I'm a fan, and it was just great to meet him. We get a picture together, and then the night more or less just kind of goes on and does its normal thing. I go back to the Airbnb I was just staying at, and I went to bed. So up until this point in this video, this is what I'm trying to convey to you guys. I just said yes to a lot of things and just figured it out. So because of FTFD, I got to Elijah, and because of Elijah, I got to be in LA for his show, and then we had time off, and I was able to go to the Spirit Box show. There's so many chain reaction events in this story to get me to that spot right now at the Spirit Box show. So the next day, more or less, me and Mike actually meet, because I didn't get to meet him at the show because he was busy, obviously. But we went and got Mexican, and then went and hung out at Guitar Center in Southern California. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, I got to actually meet him, got to hang out. Great dude. Love Mike. One of the coolest people, again, that I've ever had the opportunity to meet in this business. And I'm thankful to call him a legitimate friend. So after the Southern California date, drive to Vegas, play a show on the Vegas Strip, have a great show. The next day, early morning, I get into, I'm assuming the Vegas airport. I'm assuming that's where I was. And all of a sudden, I get a DM from a gentleman by the name of Richie. Richie is the producer of the band Soul Invicto. Richie reaches out to me because of my Instagram photo with Steph Carpenter. Says, "Hey, dude, I see that you met Stephen Carpenter. Let's work together," or something along those lines. I don't exactly remember how it went, but it was something along the lines of like, "Hey, you met Steph. I work with Steph in Soul Invictos. Stephen Carpenter is my bandmate and my friend, more or less. Let's work together. Let's come up with something cool." And I'm reading this in the Las Vegas airport, getting ready to fly back into the Philadelphia suburbs where I currently live. I immediately write some stuff for Soul Invicto, 3 instrumental tracks. I get them done, the rough outline in give or take 3 weeks, and then just sit on it until June of 2025. I wrote it all more or less in December 2024, and then sat on it for 6 months, and now it's ultimately unveiled, and now Loosely Aware by Soul Invicto and myself has been out, and it's a 3-song instrumental EP. It's available everywhere. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. It's me doing all the lead guitar work over Stephen Carpenter's rhythm guitar tones, Eric Bobo, Cypress Hill, and it's all kind of masterminded and produced by Richie Laundress, the gentleman who DM'd me in this story. So guys, I had to sit on all this information for like 6 or 7 months. And once it came out, and once I was able to share it with you all and explain to you guys how I wrote the EP and how proud I am of the work that we did, and I'm so thankful that Richie reached out to me, and what a great experience Soul Invicto has been and it will continue to be. All of this happened because almost 2 years ago to this day, Chad from For the Fallen Dreams DM'd me and asked me if I could tour. So when you put it all together and follow the breadcrumbs, one simple DM from Chad led me to 2 FTFD tours, about 6 or 7 Elijah tours and one-offs, and then that led me to get into the room with Stephen Carpenter and watch Holy Roller in the mosh pit with Stephen Carpenter while Spirit Box plays. That's such a crazy chain of events, and that picture, that one soul picture and that one soul interaction led me to get to work with an amazing band, Soul Invicto, with some of the best musicians on the planet. So everybody, what I'm conveying to you guys in this video and what you can learn from this story and what you can gain from this story is any opportunity that you get in life, whether it's music or not, any little thing, I want you guys to always take it and just figure it out after the fact, because you just never know where it could lead you. I was sitting in the loft of my old house, got a DM from Chad, and now fast forward to almost 2 years later, I'm on songs with Stephen Carpenter and Eric Bobo and Richie Laundress. Like, what an amazing chain of events. It was all just luck mixed with calculated decisions to put me in a position to where I have the best opportunity to succeed with whatever I'm doing at the time. Chad found me on Instagram because I'm assuming Instagram was popping off for me. I was doing well on Instagram, and my Instagram's pretty good, I would say. But because of that, that's how I got to work with Stephen Carpenter. I wanted to tell that story for so long, and I finally had the opportunity to do so. And to make this video valuable for you guys, just listen to what I'm saying. Any opportunity that you guys get in life, take it, run with it. No matter how scary, no matter how uncertain it is, you'll figure it out, because you never know where you'll be and you'll never know what will come of it, okay? So everybody, that's going to do it for me in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Go check out Loosely Aware, featuring myself on Soul Invicto's 3-song instrumental EP. It's out everywhere. I got more playthroughs coming out with it. I'm really, really proud of it. And I just hope you guys enjoy the music and enjoyed today's video. Love you guys so much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. I love you guys so much. See you guys later.